Let's just talk. Tell them what they need to hear. Okay, so this video is a little bit on the long side. I just need you guys to sit around if you still feel overwhelmed, still feel confused, still feel like you're missing something. That's just not true. Okay, so let's just have some real talk for a second. There's levels to this game. It really is. And you guys are trying to jump to the end game. You're trying to jump to like the crazy shit. You guys are trying to find organic, whole foods, the best quality possible. You're trying to find the training program. You're trying to join a local marathon, do a high rocks. Coming from a place where you can't even get more than 5,000 steps, you eat fast food most of the days, you haven't meal prepped consistently, you just don't do any of that on a fundamental level. So let's start small. And I don't give a shit if you want to start over there. Like, dude, you're gonna fail. I promise you, you are going to get overwhelmed because there's much more that needs to be in place before you could take those things and send them towards your goals. So you're coming from a place where you don't meal prep, you eat out a lot, you don't know exactly how much you're eating, you never track your food, and you don't train. Okay, so it's a lot of things, and you're overweight, and you don't have that much muscle, you're not that strong, you're just a flaccid piece of human, and you want to make a change. So I'm gonna give you the first 3 levels. Okay, so level 1, you got to start training. Okay, do that once to 2 times a week for the first 4 weeks. Just find a program that you can be consistent with. Now, trying to find an optimal program, don't fucking worry about it. Like I said, you're coming from a place where you don't even train. So find something simple. There's so many programs online. There's ChatGPT now. You can look up a good training program, hire a coach, which therefore you might actually get a really good program. Whatever. There's programs all over the place. Find one that will allow you to be consistent. So do it 1 to 2 days per week. That's basically, and that's how you have to start out. Now, why do I start people off with the training and focusing on that is because it's only going to take you 1 to 2 hours per week. So you got to think about that in terms of the 168 hours. I did have to calculate that because I didn't know what that was. But out of 168 hours in the week, only 2 of those, 1 or 2, are dedicated to strength training. And you need to, again, listen to me. You don't need the 5 to 6 hours a week or 5 to 6 sessions per week that your buddies are telling you to do or that Instagram is telling you to do. You have to earn your way to that. You got to figure your life out first, see what you have available to you. How's your schedule, your flexibility, your recovery? How's all that going to work out before you start sending it to crazy levels? So that's the first thing. I'm talking about the first 4 weeks. Okay, I'm not going to go past that because you guys won't even last more than 4 weeks if you do anything more extreme. The next thing is your protein. Okay, understand how much protein you need, and I'm going to give you a number. Gentlemen, if again, this is for beginners, haven't started off, haven't lifted, haven't really gotten that much stronger. 160 to 180 grams of protein per day. Gentlemen, ladies, 110 to 130 per day. What does that look like? I genuinely tell people, cook yourself 1 pound of lean protein, and that's going to cover about 100 grams of protein for you. You add in a shake, just 1 scoop, ladies, you've met your protein goal for the day. Now divide that between 2 to 4 meals. Have your shake late at night after a workout or early in the morning, and don't eat close to bedtime. Gentlemen, you have your 1 pound of meat, you have your 1 shake, you add in some eggs, 5 to 6 eggs, or a couple cups of yogurt. That's it. I don't care the carbs, the fats, have fun with it. And you'll realize that when you try to meet that protein goal, it's a lot harder to fit all those other calories in, and that's how you get it done. Level 3, finding the relationship between the progress you're making and the protein you're eating and the training you're doing. What is moving? Your weight, your strength, body fat percentage. Figure out how that is actually directly affecting your progress. Then from there is where you start moving the needle on those 2 things. I'm not talking about recovery yet, because again, I'm assuming you're coming from a place where you don't sleep, you don't prioritize, your self-love time, meditation, journaling. That comes a little bit later. Once you figure out that relationship, then you can start adjusting your training. Maybe up it 1 more day as you realize that your schedule actually allows for another workout. Now you're up to 3 hours of training per week. Now we talk about your food. Okay, you're seeing progress. You want to push more. Great. Let's get into a deficit and figure out, well, first we got to figure out your calories, then go into a deficit. Trying to build muscle, make sure you're in a surplus. Don't get crazy on carbs and fats yet. Just meet your protein, and then whatever the carbs and fats you need to reach that calorie intake, do that. Then that's when you start going into, again, I'm just telling you this to educate you, not to tell you to do this, so don't fucking do it or you're going to fall off again. You start getting into the quality of food. You start getting into how to sleep earlier. You start getting into meditation, journaling, mental stuff that helps you. Then you start getting into supplements. Then you start getting into competitions. Then you start getting to figuring out, not even figuring out, by that point, this whole fitness life is your life now. And now it's going to revolve around you being as strong as you can be, as lean as you can be, as healthy, generally as healthy as you can be, not as something that feels like discipline or feels like work, just like an automatic way of living. Again, it's a longer video. Hopefully you stuck to the end. If you have any questions about where exactly you need to start, and maybe you've already tried these things, but you still haven't seen any real progress, send me a message. I'll reach out and let's talk about it.